Welcome back to the Capoeira Experience podcast. Thank you so much for spending some time with us and letting us light up that motivation to keep pushing your capoeira trainings and for tuning in. Train hard, stay motivated, and bring your shit to the huddle. Bring it on. Let's roll. What's up, Capoeira Nation? Welcome back to the Capoeira Experience podcast. Thank you so much for hanging in there, being positive, and keep training, especially with all the online trainings and all those some classes with is giving a lot of opportunities to connect with a lot of awesome capoeiristas. And that being said, speaking about having good connections, today I have the pleasure to have with me another new friend, Monitor Quebra. How are you doing, man?
How you guys doing today? I'm doing really good. I appreciate it. Thanks for the invite, Kashisu.
Yeah, of course. You know, like I always say, I like to have positive people here in the podcast.
Thank you.
Yeah, of course. So for us to getting to know you and who's Quebra knows, tell us a little your story of in capoeira, how you started and all that.
Okay, so I actually started capoeira in 2013.
Nice.
I was in the army at the time. I had just got back from my first deployment, and a buddy of mine showed me a video on YouTube and was like, "Let's go sign up. I know where some classes is."
That's so
And
cool.
so I went. We both went to the classes. We started taking the classes, and he quit a month later, and I've been doing it ever since. So
That's funny. That's how I started too. So like a buddy of mine he came with me with the first class, and he quit like I think like about the same, like a month later, and then I since then
yeah,
I'm there.
I just never stopped, and I
Is
fell in love with it.
nice, nice. Where was that?
It was here in Colorado.
That's awesome.
It was here in Colorado. I was
That's
still a soldier at the time.
that's awesome. Where in Colorado?
Colorado Springs,
Oh, cool. Okay,
under Animago, Professora Segura en Casa en Contra Mago. Uh,
that's awesome.
so
That's awesome.
that was them.
Yeah, and why they call you Gueranos?
So actually, it's very misleading. Um, I actually used to dance ballet, and I danced as the Nutcracker in a ballet production.
Oh, that's really cool. That's really cool. That's really cool.
So
I have a friend of mine that he does ballet. I think ballet is amazing, man. It's a awesome discipline. Have to be very, very disciplined with that.
it's very physical. But yeah,
Yeah,
I was the Nutcracker
that's so cool. That's so
in that
cool.
production.
How long do you do that?
I did ballet from the time that I was 14. I started doing ballet at 14. I stopped when I hit about 24
That's pretty cool. That's why you're so
though.
flexible because you're pretty flexible.
Yeah.
That's so cool, man. Man, I need
Yeah.
to teach you that flexibility, man, because I'm so stiff.
I got you, man. I got you. No worries.
Yeah, because
That's the easy stuff.
yeah, the because I've been training online
Hmm.
and for some reason I mismove something on my hips and my hip flexors are in pain right now.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so I gotta keep stretching and moving and all that so I don't get to a worse point.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
What I do is I stretch throughout the day. I don't stretch like I don't a lot one certain point of time for where I stretch. I just stretch throughout the day.
Oh, okay, like 30 minutes, 30
Yeah,
minutes.
like if I get 2 3 minutes here where I have nothing to do, I'll just start stretching, like stretch on muscle groups that I feel are tight
Okay.
throughout the day.
Oh, I like that tip. I like that tip
Yeah.
because sometimes in busy life, having a wife is
Yeah,
and then is it takes time. Is to sit down and stretch for an hour. It takes time.
absolutely. It does. It's very time consuming.
Yeah, but that man, I never heard about these kind of stretching. I'm gonna start
Yeah,
whenever
you
whenever.
definitely. because realistically speaking, nobody's got 20 minutes to just stop what they're doing. Like I'm married with 3 kids as well, and 2 dogs. You hear them
Yeah,
in
yeah,
the background.
yeah. Oh yeah, it's like 5 minutes. I want to go stretch really quick.
Exactly. So I gotta get it while I can.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. And do you teach or have plans of teaching?
Yeah, so I do teach. I've been teaching over at the studio that we have here in Colorado Springs. I've been teaching there for about 4 years now.
That's so
Um,
cool.
I've taught everybody from the kids to the advanced intermediate guys. And I've kind of stuck with my advanced intermediate guys, and I teach the beginners 1 day a week as well.
That's
So
really cool. That's really cool. Do you start at school or you talk over of a school?
no, so I teach with Ann and Mago at their studio. Mago doesn't teach as much anymore,
Oh,
so it's really just me and Monitora Coelia. Me and her
nice.
teach sometimes. So that's pretty much what I've been doing. I have dreams of opening a studio one day, but with the pandemic, your life is on pause right
Oh
now.
man, yeah. This thing is funny because I talk to so many people now that they are like, man, it's so sad I have to cancel my trip or have to wait for the next year. It's just like a lot of stuff going on with all the events.
Absolutely, and there was a lot of events that were canceled and things of that nature. Some stuff that's rescheduled. We got some things in the works as well that's we're working on rescheduling as well. So we'll keep you guys posted on that stuff.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. And whenever you have the information up, I just tag the podcast and your story. I will share that.
Absolutely, we'll do.
Yeah, yeah, and that way we can get cover more people for to support there.
Indeed.
Yeah, yeah. And you were mentioning before start recording the interview about the in August, your event in August.
Yeah, so we are currently working on seeing if it's possible for us to do a bachata in August
Okay.
because we used to do our events every January and July, but we moved them to February and August. This year was the first year that we started doing that. And
Okay.
so we have the time slot scheduled for August, but we don't know what the rules and regulations would be on people. Because if we can
Yeah.
only have 50 people, then that's pretty much just students alone. So it's really no point in having the event. So, but
Yeah.
it's come up in conversation about us possibly potentially having an event in August.
That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Hopefully that
Absolutely.
happens. Yeah. The how do you manage to reschedule the flights and availability of the guest going there?
So always buy insurance. Always buy
Oh.
insurance on your plane tickets. So
Ooh,
that way
cool.
you can reschedule them if necessary. And then another thing that we do is we try to tell the guys that we do want you to come, but if we have to cancel or reschedule, if we do decide to get whoever it is, like let's say we decided to have you come out and we decided to pay for your plane ticket and stuff like that, have you as a featured guest, we tell you because of the pandemic, we're not 100% sure. And if the rules change, then they change. And so we might not be able to have it. So
Okay.
what we would do is we get that insurance, and then we might not get you at this one, but we always have it. But we're also having an event in February, so we'll get you at the one in February.
Oh, cool. Man, I didn't know about that. The insurance. I never heard about that insurance thing. That's awesome. I
Yeah,
didn't.
you can insure any trip that you take.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, cool. I didn't know that. I thought, not, man, honestly, I thought like you just get tickets and bring the people.
Nah,
See, like that's why I like having these kind of like that's the reason I created the podcast, to learn these kind of little things
absolutely,
that help you to have a better events, better classes, and just grow as a capoeirista.
absolutely.
Yeah, this is really really cool. And uh what about you online classes? Are you having online classes right now?
So what we do is we do teach online classes. I if I teach an online class, it's usually as a guest. And because I teach a class at 7:30, I still teach my advanced guys. I teach my two most advanced guys in the studio, and I haven't stopped doing that during the pandemic because it's a group of less than four. So I was always allowed to teach them, so I never stopped teaching them.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That's positive side.
So if I teach a online class, it's usually as a sub for
Mhm.
Segura. But those classes, they definitely present different challenges than you face inside the classroom.
What do you think are those challenges?
Definitely. So when I've subbed for teaching the family class, it's definitely been keeping the attentiveness of the children,
Oh man.
um, because they're so excited that they're seeing each other and stuff like that. They get to see their friends who they haven't got to see. They're not allowed to do anything. So keeping those guys engaged and stuff like that. And then with the adults, uh, the biggest problem I've discovered is it's very hard for people to ask questions.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's kind of like you have to stop, have them move as individuals so you can watch them and then correct them and then move on to the next person that way. So,
Yeah,
but other than that, I think it's great. I think it's a great opportunity for people to train. Like if you were having a class, I'd love to take one of your capoeira Zoom classes
for
if
sure.
possible and stuff like that. So like I think that's the good piece to it, but it's definitely hard for the beginners or the more challenge for the people who have more challenges physically because
Yeah.
they can't ask as much questions and get as much help.
True, true. Yeah, yeah. Because sometimes when you teach online, you have the all the screen, the gallery view, and then if you don't mute everybody, and then you hear little different noises, and then you're explaining, and you get that feedback, and then you get all confused. So you have to mute everybody.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and how do you keep the energy going on the kids? Since you said that is hard to keep them engaged, you know.
So what I'd like to do with the kids is I actually allow them to talk to each other
Oh, cool. Okay.
because so what we do is we'll have everybody watch and then like towards the end of the class you have everybody watch and then they congratulate each other and then
Super
they get to
cool.
tell each other how cool they were, how good it was that they did it and stuff like that. And that
So
usually
nice.
works.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That help to motivate
Yeah,
each other. Yeah, especially in kids. Kids generations, they or shy or too extrovert.
actually, absolutely. They either don't have nothing to say or have everything to say. So
Yeah, it's nothing in
it's no
between.
in
It's so
between.
funny. Yeah, it's so funny. And how so? w- The last class I taught to kids is hard. Like you say, they to keep them engaged.
Hmm.
How do you keep them paying attention? You know, because kids they get distracted so easy.
So
Or
actually,
games stuff
what
like that.
time of I think it depends on a lot of things. One definitely being the time of day, and then actually the parents are a really big role, especially when you're not in the room with them.
Yeah.
So if you just simply send your parents a message asking them to help you keep the guys
Oh.
focused and stuff like that, because during that hour that you're teaching, that hour, that 30 minutes that you're teaching that Zoom class, parents could be preparing dinner, they could be folding laundry and stuff like that. And so they want, and those kids need that release, but the parents also need that time off too. So if you
Yeah.
just send them an email and ask them if they could just do the best that they can to make sure that their kids are focused and prepared when they come to class, that's actually a big chunk of how you get them to stay looking at that screen.
That's really cool. That's really cool because the it's actually true because I taught a class for just two kids, but they were on the patio and just by themselves. I was like, hey, okay, come here, hey, get to the screen. Okay, you do it now. Okay, now your turn. Man, it's just hard to keep that energy going.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and
What
and some
about?
of the kids.
Sorry.
Go
Go
ahead,
ahead.
go
Go
ahead,
ahead.
go ahead.
No,
Now
go
I
ahead.
was saying some of the kids are they just need to be. You need to be there. So like, if some people like if you have like an extra, not I don't want to say difficult, but a kid that needs a little more attention, what you might have to do is just address that kid more, so that way
Yeah.
he knows that you're paying attention to him as well.
Yeah. Because I mean, it's natural on kids, you know, trying to
Yeah,
catch the leader attention.
absolutely.
Yeah. Do you have like a specific games I struggle with games for
Oh,
kids.
dude, I am like I have all these good ideas, and I can tell you this stuff, but I'm the worst kids class teacher ever.
Oh my, oh man, that's funny. Oh man, oh, because I know that. I mean, he's just like almost all the kids game is have to be person to person. You know, have to be in person.
Absolutely. So like I've never even tried a game for kids. Never even thought about it on Zoom. But like the ones that we've done in studio, it always ends with me on the floor and the kids all on top of me, no matter what the game is. Like
That's
I
so
am the
funny.
worst
That's super
kids
cool.
class because like they just run all over me and they trample all over me.
Oh man,
So
that's funny. I mean, at least the kids have fun. I think that's the whole point of
absolutely.
having. I mean, you because I'm pretty sure you have fun. I become
Oh
another
yeah,
kid.
absolutely.
That's so cool, man. That's pretty cool. And what about adults? How do you keep the adults engaged on your Zoom classes?
So when we've done the Zoom classes, when I've done them subbing for the adults and helping them out, um, honestly, the adults are engaged. They're there. Now you just have to keep them working. I think as long as you can keep them working and keep them out of breath, then
Good
they're
point. Yeah.
ready. Then they're ready. So and then allow them the opportunity to ask questions briefly, like 10, 15 seconds each individual. If you don't, it depending on how many you have, it might have to be less than that. But you
Yeah.
have them asking questions. If you have like you said, you had a wife. If your wife trains, maybe what you can have her do is run your message section on your Zoom class and have the people who have questions write out the messages and have her read you the messages that they have, which are their questions, and then
Huh.
you can answer the questions that way.
Oh, cool. I like the idea. I like
Yeah.
so that way you have four eyes on the whole
Hmm.
thing. Oh, cool.
Absolutely.
Oh, I'm gonna have my secretary. Look, you help me out here, because right now with the all the hips and muscle problems, how my hips, I have to have her do the movements, and then I
Hmm.
explain the movements with her.
So that could be you could use that to your advantage as well. By you can even read those questions while
Exactly.
she's demonstrating the moves. So
Exactly. Yeah.
that could come in handy as well.
Yeah. Yeah. So just like find the way how to manage the whole thing.
Absolutely.
That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Thanks for all those advices. Now,
No
now,
problem.
what about like you? Are you training a lot and are you taking a lot of classes?
I train probably I've upped my training to probably 4 days a week. I was at 2 days a week
Super cool.
only when I was teaching. Like I teach one day and then I train one day at home. But we've added in another day of class because we can get 10 people in the studio now. So now I'm training at the studio twice a week and I'm training at home twice a week now. So
Cool. Okay, that's pretty cool.
yeah.
That's awesome. Do you usually do your class as you teach?
Yes, absolutely.
Oh, okay.
There's
Okay.
the only way that you could I think that's the only way that you could really keep people engaged and keep people respecting you is having you do the moves with them and stuff like that.
That's a
If
good point.
capoeira was like this, it's not a like it's a classroom setting, but it's a different classroom. Like
Yeah.
nobody respects the gym teacher that can't run the 2 mile. You know what I mean?
Oh, that's actually a very good point. Yeah. It's the same thing. Like, yeah, you gotta be fit, but the person is not fit. It makes no sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's awesome. I like that. And
So
how, are you the most advanced in your class so far? Or I mean, you and the other monitora.
yeah, so probably we're probably the two at the top at the studio right now. And we train to our strengths and weaknesses.
Okay,
So we counteract each other as well when we do,
nice.
and we take each other's classes to show each other support and stuff like that.
Oh, cool. Okay,
Um,
even better.
so yeah, and it's been cool because I've spent a lot of time at the studio now because I usually travel and
Okay.
that's no such thing. So I get to spend a lot more time with my guys and my comrades and
Super
stuff
cool.
like that.
That's awesome. Yeah, because my point, the point I'm trying to get is that because I'm the most advanced in my class, I don't have anyone like even a core below. Uh, what I do is I just play capoeira music so I can play with them. So I can
Hmm.
because like you said, is no point for me to teach them a capoeira game if no one is showing them how to play.
Oh, you mean like a bateria? Like you don't have the people to run a bateria for you and stuff like that
Yeah,
sometimes?
yeah. So it's hard because I play the video at the very end, so they can get some
Hmm.
music too. And how do you guys do that? You guys play
So
music
we
then the
do.
other?
So I do have the pleasure of having a few students who can run a Hoda,
Super cool.
who who are like either graduados or on their way to becoming graduados.
Nice.
So I have a few who I have that luxury. But even then, with those guys, sometimes we play music like over the stereo. Like uh, we don't play live music all the time. Shoot, sometimes we even play Bali. Like we don't even play capoeira music.
Oh, cool. Okay.
We play like Bali funk and stuff like that, and train to that because you get
Yeah,
that makulele to do that that to
yeah,
do that. You
yeah.
get that rhythm and stuff like that in it, and we've trained to that at times. So
Okay.
we
Oh, cool.
definitely do it different sometimes.
Yeah. So sometimes I like to play the music of Tropa Yelichi.
Okay,
Is very like energized. Like come on, like
absolutely.
is no that's actually a really good point. Is and I tried it once, or like you said, like having that outside capoeira music, just like some more energetic music, and it actually works.
Yeah, you get crazy results off of that, especially for people who've been training a longer time and they've heard capoeira voices 110 times. So they want to,
Yeah,
they want to
a
train
little
to
different. Yeah,
something else.
yeah. It's like listening the same music over and over and over. When you listen to something else, it's like, oh, this actually sounds good.
Absolutely.
Yeah, no, that's awesome, man. That's awesome. And so are you guys planning any other event after August?
As of right now, no, we're really just playing it by ear because the rules to what you can and can't do change every day.
Yeah.
Like our gyms aren't even open yet. So
Oh, okay,
yeah,
okay. They open some here in Indiana, and they expect people to have face mask, but it's so hard to like work out with just a mask on your face. You can breathe.
absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah. At work, I
It's
was carrying some stuff upstairs and with the mask on. I was like, man, I gotta take this off. I can breathe.
like because you're breathing heavy and then you got all that air coming back on your face and it gets wet. It's not.
Yeah. It's just like you breathing you on CO back, and
Yeah,
it's
you're
it's
breathing in
just
your own carbon dioxide. Yep.
yeah, it's hard. It's hard. Hopefully the everybody comes back to normal, quote unquote, and
Hmm.
then everybody can get back to training and like as I always say, like, capoeira is to bring people together and
It
to
is.
to have. I don't think there's a person that can get better in capoeira training by themselves.
No, no matter how many Zoom classes you take,
Yeah, yeah.
like you gotta be able to train those ideas with individuals and stuff
Exactly,
like that.
exactly, and have the hug after the game.
Yeah,
Is so cool. It's just having that personal relationship
and
is the
that
best.
and that energy. Like we have,
Yes.
like sometimes as teachers, when we come in and we teach the class, we need the students' energy and to help us boost
Man.
ourselves up
Yeah.
and teach that class. And it's hard to get their energy over a Zoom class.
Yes, it is. It
And
is.
so
It is because sometimes you just don't feel on it that day, and when you get to class, you step to class, say everybody's smiling, and you like yes,
that's when but on Zoom it shows. Like I've taught
yes,
I've taught a couple Zoom classes and some weren't as good as the others were. And it's because of just how you feel that day when you teach and you
yeah,
don't get that energy to lift you up. You don't get to feed off
yeah.
of that energy from your students.
Oh my God, yes. Yeah, because sometimes the same thing. It's like I don't feeling it that day, and just like okay, I don't know, whatever. Let me try to do this, I guess. And then, but uh, last week I had my personal class back to person, and because
Okay.
we're just a small group, and it's definitely so much better feeling that energy.
Yeah, one good thing about the pandemic is you learn to appreciate the student body that you have and the relationships that you have with your students. Like
Yes.
that's one thing that really came out of this. Even the relationships that you have with people out of town and stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
Like
Oh yeah, for
those
sure.
got closer, but like it's home and you miss your family, your Capoeira family. You miss your immediate Capoeira family, and you learn to respect each other, and those relationships get stronger as well.
Absolutely, absolutely. Because you miss the presence when you're in front of you.
Absolutely.
And to wrap it up and kind of like finish a little bit, one advice to the capoeira community, to the entire whoever is listening to this.
One of the things that I would say is keep training. And a lot of people say that, but they don't have, but like they don't understand what it means. And what it means is you got to train not only your movements, but you got to train your mind. You got to train the way that you think. Like, because if you could learn how to train and use that capoeira in your everyday life, then capoeira truly becomes a lifestyle and it truly becomes something that you could do. So every opportunity is an opportunity to train. So keep training.
Awesome, awesome. I really like that. I like that because is I pretty sure you are the same way as I am. It's like you are at this grocery store, you think something about capoeira. Whatever
Yep.
you do is just capoeira. Like is somehow capoeira like influence you outside of
I've like I've
class.
like touched squash at grocery stores and start tapping on the back of them like the Gordas did,
Oh my
ready to
god,
to
man,
see how they would sound on the big bow.
that's so
So
funny. That's so funny.
it's happened.
Yeah, yeah, and driving sometimes you like we on the wheel
Yep,
you're playing like is I don't know. It's just part of us.
indeed,
Yeah.
indeed it is.
Yeah, and well, man, thank you so much. Thank you so much
Yeah, I
for
appreciate it.
the opportunity. It was really fun to get to meet you and to see you, and super happy you're doing well.
You as well. I appreciate the invite, man. Take care. You're doing great things with this podcast. I've listened to everyone.
Awesome, man. Awesome. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And it's like the Hoda is for everybody to play.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Thank you, man. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for listening to this episode. My goal with this podcast is to inspire you to push your trainings and to help you to understand how awesome capoeira is for us. Help me to spread the positivity by sharing this episode with one friend, two friends, or anyone, so we can inspire more and more and more and more people. Thank you so much again. Don't forget to subscribe. I will see you in the next Hoda. Keep the greatness. Ashe.